Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters. I'm your host, Mitch. Glad to have you here. Here at the Commander's Quarters, we're all about Commander on a budget. Today we've got an episode of Break the Bank. On episodes like this, we're going to take one of our Commander's Quarters decks and up the budget to $100. Sometimes you just love a deck so much that you're willing to put a little more into it to get those upgrades. And these same rules are going to apply for our overall deck cost. So shipping will be included in the price, commanders at $10 or less are going to be included, and basic lands will not be included. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. And while you're at it, subscribe and review our podcast as well. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCGplayer affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support. Today's episode comes to you courtesy of Nick, who's been supporting the channel for over a year now as a Golden Pig tier patron. I truly couldn't do any of this without the support from amazing patrons like Nick. So today we're going to break the bank on Nick's Rowan Will Kenrith deck. If you haven't already seen that deck tech, I highly recommend watching that first. But if you've already seen it, then let's jump into it. So with this upgraded budget, let's start everything off with what's in. First up, let's upgrade our ramp package with Fire Diamond, Cold Steel Heart, and Arcane Signet. Fire Diamond comes into play tapped and taps for red. Cold Steel Heart comes into play tapped and we choose a color, and it can tap to add 1 mana of the chosen color. And then Arcane Signet comes into play untapped and can tap for either of our colors. And we've got one more piece to upgrade our ramp package with Worn Power Stone. It's extremely efficient, costing 3 and tapping for 2, though it does come into play tapped. Next up, we've got a fantastic draw spell with Pull from Tomorrow. It's an instant for X blue blue, and it's going to draw us X cards and we discard 1 card. This is a fantastic draw spell to dump a lot of mana into. And let's also upgrade one of our control pieces with Evacuation. It's an instant for 3 blue blue, and it says return all creatures to the owner's hands. With this deck, we're not going to be running a lot of creatures, but our opponents very well might be. So controlling the board and protecting our planeswalkers is huge. And speaking of planeswalkers, let's add in a few, starting with Saheeli the Gifted. She has 4 loyalty, and her +1 is create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Her other +1 is the next time you cast a spell this turn, it costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control as you cast it. And her -7 says for each artifact you control, create a token that's a copy of it. Those tokens gain haste, exile those tokens to begin the next end step. And then let's also add in Tezzeret, Artifice Master. He starts off with 5 loyalty, and his +1 is create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. His 0 is draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, draw 2 cards instead. And his -9 is you get an emblem with. At the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. The last planeswalker that we'll add in is Teferi, Temporal Archmage. He has 5 starting loyalty, and his +1 is look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, the other on the bottom of your library. His -1 is untap up to 4 permanents. In his ultimate is -10, you get an emblem with. You may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control on any player's turn anytime you can cast an instant. These are extremely powerful planeswalkers that provide us incredible value and can really help us finish out the game. But we've also got some more ways to help our planeswalkers out with Deep Glow Skate, Inexorable Tide, and Karn's Temporal Sundering. When Deep Glow Skate enters the battlefield, we double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. Doubling up our planeswalkers' loyalty counters can easily help us ultimate them. Another way to help is with Inexorable Tide, which says whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. Proliferating can really get out of hand in a deck like this. And then Karn's Temporal Sundering is a legendary sorcerer that says target player takes an extra turn after this one, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, exiled Karn's Temporal Sundering. An extra turn can be just what we need to tick up our planeswalkers even further, ultimate, or finish out a game. And with our upgrades, we're also going to upgrade our mana base too, so let's add in Command Tower and Shivan Reef. And we'll also add in some utility and ramp lands with Cardin's Bastion and Myriad Landscape. And since we added some cards in, we've got to take some out, so it's time to move on to what's out. First up, let's take out some lesser ramp pieces with Guardian Idol, Izzet Locket, and Urgolem's Eye. And another ramp piece that we're going to take out is Dreamstone Hedron. With all of our upgrades, we just have more efficient ways to ramp. Let's also take out Earthquake and Volcanic Vision. With our upgrades, we just have some powerful and better ways to control the board. And we're also going to take out some of our planeswalkers as well with Jace, Sarkhan, and Chandra. These aren't bad planeswalkers by any means, but they're just some better options that we're adding in. Next up, let's also take out Monastery Siege, Jace's Sanctum, and the Mirari Conjecture. The valuable and powerful effects that we're adding in easily make up for these cards that we're taking out. And finally, since we added in 4 lands, we're also going to be taking out 2 mountains and 2 islands. But now it's time for us to move on to the price breakdown. The average Rowan Will deck will set you back $281.01. With all of our upgrades, our deck is still much more affordable, coming in at $99.31. And if you want to break down this deck's cost, check out the link in the description. And with that, this show is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. So in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts on this episode are. And make sure you're following us on social media for more updates and sneak peeks on future episodes. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons who help make this show possible. I truly couldn't do any of this without your support. If you want to support this channel directly, consider becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, including being able to vote on future commanders for deck techs. There are even tiers where you get your own personalized deck tech dedicated to you. You can check out all the Patreon tiers and rewards at patreon.com/commandersquarters. If you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Here at the Commander's Quarters, we're all about budget commander. So while you're at it, go ahead and check out some of our other types of episodes. And with that, I'm out of here. Thanks again and have a good one.